Hey guys, John here from Learning Guitar Now. In this lesson, I want to show you how to play an 8-bar blues solo using only one position on the guitar in the key of A. For this lesson, we'll be using the area between the 5th and 8th fret, usually associated with a first position minor pentatonic scale, but for this exercise, any note can be used. This will demonstrate how different scales and chord tones can be used within a small area on the guitar and can be easily added to that first position minor pentatonic scale, which is the one most people are familiar with. We'll go ahead and take a look at the first few licks for free, and if you would like to gain access to the full lesson, the interactive tab and backing track, check out the All Access Pass. Okay, let's go ahead and start the lesson. Okay, now I'm going to break this solo down for you into 8 separate licks. We're in the key of A. This is an 8-bar blues. For this solo, I'm using my 1966 Vibrolux, cranked up to around 7, and using the IR from the Vibrolux I created. I'm using a Fender Tortuga round side of the pick, and I'm using the bridge pickup here with the volume knob at around 9, I believe, when I played the solo. So lick 1 sounds like this. Okay, so that is lick number 1, and we're starting out right before the tune comes in. The click, it's going to start on the 10th count. I'm counting this in 12/8. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then right on that 10th count, I'm going to actually pre-bend about a half step up, which is giving us this blues note here, flat 5 interval, taken from the blues scale. So you got like pull down, release, to 5th fret on the G string, and then ending on that 7th fret. And then right when the 1 chord comes in, the beat starts, we're hammering on the 5th fret, the 6th fret here on the G string, gives us that minor third to our major third sound. Easy way to blend major and minor. So, we've got this first position, like I talked about. What we're doing here is using one position, and I said we can use any note in this area from the 5th to the 8th fret on any of these strings. So first position minor pentatonic, we had this. So within that area, anything can be used. That's the guidelines I'm going with for this one position solo. So for this little area, we're bending to that 8th fret sound. Hammering on the 5 to 6. Already, adding to that first position minor pentatonic. Nothing groundbreaking here, but little easy things that you can do to break out of this thing. Not that that is bad. It just doesn't want to be the only thing that you ever play. And most importantly, if that's the only thing that you know how to use, then that's an area you want to look at and try to start expanding your sounds, because it sounds so much better when you can, add notes to that scale right there. So anyway, we've already done that right here. We added that blues scale. We just bent to it. You don't always have to play a note. You can bend to it. Add a little rake for just to make it sound a little bit more exciting. Adding our major sound here. The next step on the 10th count, we're just going to slide to our 7th fret and go 7, 6, 5. Really simple. And if you look at the chord progression for this 8-bar blues, the first chord is an A. That's going to happen for 1 bar, and then we're going to A7. And that's the note that I'm going to hit on that next phrase. Very simple, 7, 6, 5. Very simply just outline the chord progression, A, and then when it goes to A7, just an easy way to emphasize that 7th chord that's heavily used in 8-bar blues. And so the next step on the 10, 11, and 12th count, the same bar, we're going to use a minor pentatonic first position, 5, 7, 5. And then now the 4 chord is hitting our D chord. Very easy minor pentatonic lick. Bend that up twice, but only strike it once. On the 4th count, hit it on an upstroke. Now pull down, release to 5th fret, and then I'm going to end on my 7th fret here. That's our D note. Add some vibrato to it. Okay, so that's lick number 1. Okay, lick 2 sounds like this. Okay, so for lick number 2, the next chord that we're going to be playing over is our D sharp diminished 7th chord, commonly used in 8-bar blues tunes. And so I'm going to wait on the first count of the bar, 1. Rake, and then I'm going to bend 3 times on the 7th right here. On the G string, only strike once. 1, 2, 3. Pull down, release. And then 7th fret here on the D string. Just a really easy minor pentatonic lick. So anytime you're playing over an 8-bar blues and you're presented with this diminished 7th chord, you can just play minor pentatonic scale. Sounds great over that. And I'm just taking that bend really and bending it up to that flat 5 sound, which is a note that is contained in this chord here. Move up an octave, bend to it. That's one of the reasons that it sounds cool. And that's just simply taking our minor pentatonic scale and adding the blues scale to it. One note. So not really that difficult. So anytime you see that chord come up, minor pentatonic scale, add the blues scale, sounds great. One thing you can do, that's very simple. The next step, we're doing this. The 1 chord's coming back around. That little thing right here, the chord progression, we got A to F sharp minor, 6th chord, commonly used blues progression in this style of blues. So we have this, just taking that root and taking our 8th fret right from the minor pentatonic scale, bending it up, striking it while it's bent on the 6th count, pull off to 5th fret here, B string, and then ending on the 7th fret right here. Just adding the major pentatonic scale to this. But that note, if you notice, striking it on the 7th count is an F sharp minor. It's an F sharp note, sounds great over, of course, over this F sharp minor chord, you know. And vibrato, and that's pretty much it for lick number 2. Basically just staying in the minor pentatonic position for the diminished chord here, root, and the F sharp minor chord. Okay, so that's it for lick 2. Okay, lick 3 sounds like this. Okay, for lick 3, we're being approached by our 2 chord, our B minor, E7, and then a little turnaround, D, A, E7. So we're staying right here in that same position, of course, adding just that little major note from the major pentatonic scale here, 7th fret on the B string. think it sounds great over B minor, because if you look at B minor, first finger, you got on the 7th fret here. That's one way you can play B minor. Sounds cool, all these notes right here on the 7th fret on the G, B, and the E string. So just kind of emphasize those two notes right there. And then went back to that little minor pentatonic move and just bend it slightly, that 5th fret. Then doing this classic, Stevie Ray Vaughan Buddy Guy type thing. It's one of those must-know blues moves. Just striking the 7th fret here on my 3rd finger, and then borrowing my 1st finger on the 5th fret, and then using my 2nd finger, and then plucking the string at the same time here. 5th fret and 5th fret here, 1st finger on the G, high E. Now I'm going to take my 3rd finger and then hammer on 7, 8, like that, 7, 8, 7, all in one strike, and then plucking the high 5th fret here on the high E string. Just plucking that at the same time, like that. Now come back down with your 3rd finger. Now we're going to hammer and pluck the top one as well, high E. Now this. So really cool organ style lick. Just gotta know that. It's an excellent blues lick to play. The last little phrase, we're just gonna do this. You have this. So we're just hammering on 5 to 6. And then we're skipping a string and moving to that 5th fret on the high E. And then hitting that 7th fret on the G string. And then just releasing to that 5th fret. Okay, so that is it for lick 3. Okay, well that does it for this free lesson. As I mentioned previously, if you would like to gain access to the full lesson, check out the All Access Pass. When you do become an All Access Pass subscriber, you'll also gain access to all of the courses and lessons on the site that will teach you the concepts and techniques required to play improvisational blues and slide guitar. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.